firefighter on the Saturday, and then the following Saturday I got called out to a fire. So, yeah, some guy was sitting there on the side of the road just putting cigarette butts out, as you do, and and just lit a fire. So, yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Paul, when you see these photos that I'm bringing up, Paul, what comes to your mind?
Well, you listen, I'm going to get on my soapbox now, okay? Because this is what I do. I understand, that you don't want to be, you don't want to be called a hero, but, in saving houses and saving animals. I mean, think of the animals that would suffer and die. You're putting yourself in harm's way. You're taking your own life, Shannon, and a fire is so unpredictable, especially a wildfire like that. The wind shift, you get caught in the middle, and you're all in a bunch of your problem. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and no one's going to come and get you out of there because everybody that's there is in the middle of it. So I appreciate that. You don't look at yourself that way, but we acknowledge you that way. And Silas, I could tell you that your father's braver than any guy that, you probably ever met, unless you met some other firemen. And you should be really proud of him, and following his footsteps would be a great honor. I'm sure that your dad is probably telling you, listen, you don't want to be a fireman, but you know what? Later on, if you decide you want to, he'll probably say, okay, kid, that's that a boy, because, these other kids, they don't want to be that. They're afraid, and it's shameful. It's really shameful. So, looking up at your dad, man, listen, my dad was my hero. Your dad should be your hero. That's your superhero, man. When you go and play those video games, you should be playing as your dad and going in there and beating all the rest of those villains.
Wait a minute, hold on a second.
You got to create me later.
Silas, I got your text. Kids have the phones these days. They text. I got your text. You told me this guy's your hero, right? Is this guy your hero, Silas? No, not really. Not really. No, I don't blame you. The right answer is no, but I agree with you either way. But Shannon, I want to ask Silas a question, if you don't mind. Silas, what do you think of your father? I think very highly of your father. I think he's a great human being. I want the world to know that. I think he's down to earth. He's very honest. He's a very honest guy. What do you think of your father?
How much money do you want? Yeah, tell him what you think.
Good.
He's good.
Good.
That's good for me.
Hey, listen.
He could have said bad. He didn't say bad. He said good.
He threw a lot of words out there. Good. That's it. He's good.
He's quiet. He's a quiet one. This one. He just likes to sit and watch and chill. And yeah.
I want to get some conversation while we have two individuals. One who lives in Australia, one that frequented Australia. Let's get a little Aussie conversation over here. A little Australian conversation. Paul, you loved visiting Australia, didn't you?
I did. I was on the dating game down there, and I don't know. I did so much down there, and I got to see, both ends, Sydney, Perth, Melbourne, Adelaide. Gosh, I can't remember, some of the places, but I mean, we went all over. It was phenomenal. And being back there so many times, there were, and what was really crazy, and maybe I missed it. Maybe it just never happen, but I never heard of the wildfires like I hear about now.
It's really weird though, Paul. Like, we went through a stage where it got too wet to burn basically anything, and everything grew, and then within a snap of the fingers, everything just dried up, and then it turned into what we had last year. So there wasn't really, it wasn't really the opportunity to do anything about it. It was sort of just try your best not to die while you're.
Question I have for you: what's the most over? You told me the most overwhelming thing was people can't even understand or put into words the sheer feeling of ferocity when it comes to the heat. When you're in that heat for the first time.
It was crazy. Like last year, I wasn't in the fire service. So I grabbed my jacket for me. It's in that bag. So I was dressed in just a long sleeve shirt and a pair of jeans, and no, that's a shirt. I need a jacket. Just sort of casual workwear. Whereas this year I had here it is here. No, that's my shirt. Here it is. Yeah, that's it. So now we're just wearing all this real thick stuff. So the one that I went to the other day, I've never been so hot in my entire life. Like my whole body had a heartbeat, So,
crazy. Crazy.
But yeah, it's one of those things just to get used to, I think. But yeah, which way is this?
I want to read these comments from our viewers. You guys are speaking. You guys are the engine that makes this thing go every single day. From Casey Shannon, you're a rare gem. Totally agree with you there. Michael Rubin, thank you for putting your life on the line. You're awesome. From Michael Rubin. Silas, you better hear that. You got to get Silas to hear this. I want him to hear this too. This is how awesome your father is.
Over and over again.
Kelly Coleman's got a comment here. Thank you for being a good role model to your child and putting your life on the line to help others. Absolutely.
Yep.
From Stuart Stone, you're an amazing person, Shannon. Do not underestimate your value, sir. Yep. Awesome. William Wilson had a comment. Fire eats quickly. Fire eats quickly.
It sure does. Like there is one sort of little story there where we did get caught. The boys and I got caught in a bit of a fire, and I got caught in the smoke, and it's like getting punched in the chest, but right after you've taken a breath, so you can't breathe again. It's not like a sort of I can't breathe. It's like I can't breathe. Like it's different feeling. So, as soon as that happened, then we sort of fixed that fire up at the house. I came straight back to see these guys because I was like,
and that's the thing too. Every day you put on that uniform, you strap it on, and you got to know that you're leaving your family behind and helping others. And that's why I want to piggyback off what JC just wrote. Real heroes don't throw a football or a baseball. God bless you both. From JC Farina.
Got that right.
Says it all.
Yeah, listen.
Shannon,
you know what? You
may
not look at yourself as a hero, but every time you go out there and you put your life on the line, that's exactly what you are. Don't ever downplay yourself, man. Well, listen, we'll do all the bragging and boasting about you. Just sit there and take it, and it's all good. And we appreciate you. Now the people here in the United States gets to see, a hero from down under.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Thank you. The reason, and another reason why I brought him on, it's his 8th birthday next week, Paul, before the next show's on. So I wondered if you would shout him out with a little happy birthday before.
Listen, happy birthday.
Guys, Paul's mic is not working right now. He's trying to shout out happy birthday. It's just not working. Paul, can you get the mic working, Paul, on your end? There's a child who wants to hear happy birthday. I don't know why it's not working. Go ahead, Paul. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Can you hear me, seriously?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Hey, listen, happy birthday. And you always have a friend here. Always. Anytime, man. Anytime. You want to get in touch with me, just type away.
Silas, happy birthday to you. And Silas, what present do you want this year from your mom and dad?
I don't know.
You're going to think about it maybe? Okay, that's fine.
Just his dad's love does this kid. He really doesn't care. He probably wants some of that slime stuff that you gave him.
Oh, I know what he wants. I know what Silas wants. Silas, don't go yet. I know what you want. I got a perfect birthday gift for you.
Oh, no.
I will get rid of this guy from the show. This guy's not going to show up anymore. That's going to be my birthday gift to you. Howard Collado will never be here again. You will be able to watch our shows too, Silas, so there you go. I also want to bring this up. Shannon, you kind of have a striking resemblance to Ryback a little bit, the wrestler. A little Ryback.
Yeah, a little bit, right? Yeah.
A little Ryback.
Yeah,
good point.
A smaller version. I think I'm only 6'2" and about 100 kilos.
Oh, only 6'2". According to Stuart Stone. Hey, Shannon's a pretty big guy. Might have to get him to PAPW, Paul. That's from Stuart Stone. There you go. Happy birthday, Silas. More awareness for the heroes. We will do that. Happy birthday.
They're wishing you a happy birthday, Silas.
Yeah. Happy birthday. Before you jet out over here, and again, guys, Shannon is joining us from the land down under right now. I wish I could put the following guy down under if I could, literally and figuratively speaking. He wants to talk to you right now. I know he's going to boast. I know he's got some petition he wants to push on you, and maybe Silas also.
Hey,
Howard, go ahead.
I got one question for Howard. Shannon, where in Australia do you live?
I'm on the mid-north coast of New South Wales, so I'm about 5 hours north of Sydney and about 8 hours south of Brisbane.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Brisbane, another place I was, yeah. Okay,
cool. Hot as. Imagine a bald man up there. I sunburn as soon as I walked out the door.
Shannon, I'm sorry. You're talking to guys with great – we don't know what that would feel like.
I know. I've got hair envy. Apart from Howard's mohawk, but I've got hair envy.
Well, Howard Collado, I don't envy him because Howard Collado has been beaten up by David Holliday and his assailants and Casey and everybody else. Howard, what do you want? Go ahead.
Shannon, you know, David is a fire in my life, and it'll be great if you could just sign this petition. You look, I have a name, just, you know, recently just brought here Barry Lickerspoon. I have his name. And it'll be great if you could just sign this, Shannon.
I'll sign it. I'll sign it as soon as that Silas has signed it. But I'll sign that as soon as Paul gets David in the ring. We have to see that before I'll sign it.
You know, I'll start that petition as well. I will.
Find it.
Shannon,
well, guys, we don't condone violence over here. We don't condone. We cherish lives, and David Holliday won't get in the ring. And if he does, Paul, I'm training him. He'll be fine. He'll be just okay. Casey Danzig is joining us. My God, man. Let it go, Howard. No one's interested. Shannon is too well adjusted to sign your malarkey. That is from, I think that was a great pronunciation of malarkey on my end. Stuart Stone. You know what? I want to ask you this. Let me ask you, Shannon. You want to get offended. I know it's a stereotype and you hear it all the time, but too bad. I like Crocodile Dundee. Do you? I like him.
You're going to cry. I've only seen the movie once.
Oh, man.
I've literally only seen it once. I seen him do that thing on the buffalo.
Yeah.
And that's not a knife. This is the knife, and that's it. Like
that's
I can't
it, huh?
remember anything
You never
else.
saw the part where he stepped over people's heads just to marry the woman? Okay.
No, none of that. See, a lot of, and you know, I don't want to trash Australian film, but a lot of it.
But Paul Hogan's in Aussie. Is he considered like a star over there? No, not really. No.
Was.
What?
Was, but yeah, like I don't know. Until probably the 2010s. Australian film wasn't great. There were a few great movies that came out, but for the majority it wasn't really good, so I didn't get into it.
Well, you know what? We don't care about that. You're great. You represent Australia here on this show. That's what matters. Shannon, Silas, happy birthday, early birthday to Silas. Thank you guys for joining us from Australia. You are always welcome. Paul, Shannon, Mr. Hardcore, anything you guys want to say, the floor is yours.
Well, Shannon, Silas, happy birthday to you, Shannon. Appreciate everything you do. So glad we got to meet you, and you happened on our show, which is great. You are a hero in our eyes. You're a brave person. Silas, you got a brave father, and God bless you both.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, guys.
See you soon, Shannon. Thank you. Guys, Unsung Heroes continue.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
You know, absolutely amazing. You know, it's crazy. I wish I was down in Australia and I knew him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come to the wrestling events, things like that. But yeah, you know, I mean, there's another humble guy. He's putting his life on the line. I mean, how many people could, you know, when you look at it, you run into a house and you try to see if there's anybody in there and save their lives. You're running into a forest. And, you know, I don't know. What are you thinking? You know, I know your thought pattern is you have to get this fire out. I get that. But man, you know, putting your life on the line like he does that takes a lot of, you know what.
That doesn't inspire you and make you take hold of what your life is all about, man.
Wow.
If you can't value your life and appreciate what you have in front of you, I don't know what other story can allow you to do that. This is from JC. We were just talking about this guy, Paul, on Breaking the Ice with the Glacier yesterday. The New Jersey principal who inspired Morgan Freeman's role in Lean On Me passed away. We just spoke about him. Ray actually visited the school. Ray was an educator as well, and he met the guy who inspired Morgan Freeman's character. He had a funny story. So the guy was hanging around Morgan Freeman, the real principal that he portrayed. He was hanging around Morgan Freeman, and he was kind of like every few minutes, like pretty much on his back, the way Howard's on my back every day. And he was telling him, this is how you should say this, or this is how you should say that. And Morgan, like a gentleman, just kind of looked at him and says, don't worry, I promise when it's all said and done, I'm going to make you look better than you did yesterday. Don't worry. I'll make you look great. So that's great. 246 shares. Keep them coming. We're offering live
Michael
7 days a week.
Rock on.
Rock on, man. We love you, man. Listen, 246 shares. It's probably going to net about 250,000 live views. We appreciate you guys. And we're not even done because right now we have a fun game. Of course, a fun game with a person who is not fun. He doesn't epitomize fun. His name's Howard Collado, who will be playing this game. And Paul Roma, the reason why you're joining us now, Howard Collado, is because you've been Paul Roma's whipping boy these last few months during these games. So why not continue that great precedent? Let's play a game right now. It's called Who Will Call? Who Will Call? The way this works is I will give you guys 3 zany options of people outside of the world of pro wrestling calling matches. You guys will tell me who you prefer to listen to and why. These are all people in hypothetical situations. Who would you prefer to listen to as a commentator and why? Howard, start playing the music. You're up first, my friend.